discovering our fears is a process that really helps us to get into our true potential. But a year ago, I had a really frightening situation, and I call it frightening because it was a situation where, because of a fear that I have, or that I had, because I already looked at it, I almost lost one of my biggest contacts. I went to United States, and let's call this person Peter, just so that we protect his identity. Peter and I had a very good relationship. We worked as colleagues before, and everything was wonderful. We helped each other, we support each other, we gave anything to help each other and to make our lives easier for each other, in terms of work, of course. And in one occasion, we had a meeting and we were in a gathering, and all of a sudden I felt that a little bit of a power struggle was showing up. And because of my fear of not being valued, my fear of not being appreciated, and a fear of feeling less than what I want to feel, I retaliated in a very subtle way, in a very, subtle way is the word. But to my detriment, it really damaged the relationship between Peter and I. And it wasn't a happy situation, because I needed a lot of help. I needed a lot of communication from this person, but I couldn't get it because that relationship kind of damaged, until I began exploring and thinking and finding out what happened. Why did I do what I did? What was my fear? How did I react it? What pushed the buttons? What was the trigger? Why did I not saw the trigger and was able to stop? And asking many questions as to why I did what I did. And when I was able to do that and really feel the consequences of having a fear that wasn't brought to the awareness or to my perception, and the consequences of not doing that, really taught me that what Carl Jung says is so true. Until we bring the unconscious to the conscious, this one will run our destiny. And so bringing things that we kind of put aside and, let it be there, running our emotions and our thoughts and our actions and our feelings, it's very dangerous, or at least it was for me. So this message is to encourage everyone of three things. Number one, when we feel triggered, stop and ask ourselves, what is this trigger telling me? What is it showing me? Where is it that I am not loving myself? Or where is it that there's no light into this? What's hidden below this feeling and this reaction to this trigger? So stop and think about that. And number two, what do I need to put in? What do I need to fill in that vacuum so that this doesn't happen again? Because one thing is to look at it, realize we have it, and another thing is to replace it with something else so that the vacuum doesn't have an empty space and comes back to it, and the situation or the trigger or the reaction comes back to it. And so what I replaced it with? So that fear of not being valued or being ignored, if you want, which I'm not sure if it's ignored, but let's say it was ignored. I replaced it with a lot of prayers and my awareness that we cannot be not valued, because in my case, we were created, in my case, my belief is that we were created by a creator who gave us gifts and talents and lots of potential. So if I had any belief opposed to that, it was an erroneous belief. So I had to change that belief. I actually had to change that perception. And when I changed that perception, everything changed. The relationship became better. And in fact, we are back to being absolutely best friends, co-workers, and part of a team, that we are actually putting together something that is going to be very powerful. So that realization, that awareness, that desire to dig deep and not let our subconscious run our destiny. That's my message.